All right, so do you guys want to start out by telling me your names, where you're from, and maybe you can take it from there?
Yeah, I'm Marlo Key, born and raised Phoenix, Arizona.
I'm Jay Boogie. I'm from Denver, Colorado. Moved to Phoenix in like 2012. Yeah,
How long have I known you?
2014. So going on 10 years.
Yeah.
Going on 10 years. It actually feels like I've known you a little longer though.
Mm.
But yeah, we met in high school. My freshman year, your sophomore year, and then we were on the basketball team. We met through Nate,
Mm.
and we just hit it off from there. Then Nate left, so then I feel like when he left, it actually just made us click even more.
Who's Nate?
Nate is he was a friend of ours from high school. I think
I went to school with him.
yeah, middle school, and then we just met in high school. So we met kind of through a mutual friend,
Mm.
and then kind of just started spending a lot of time together, and everything else is up from there. Got the story again.
So, what made you guys want to get into making music together or on your own? Where did it start?
It also started in high school. I think around my junior year, but
Yep.
around that time, there were a lot of people that we went to school with that were making songs, and we heard them, and then we didn't think they were that good, and we felt like we could do better specifically. So we decided we got GarageBand, we got the iPhone headphones, the one with the speakers in them that you plug in, like so very very basic. And we recorded our first song, got the song off of YouTube, all that stuff. I even think we might have used like I can't remember what the software was, but yeah, it was all kind of like very basic, but we like put our all into it and we just enjoyed it.
We made that song in the night, but like we
made it in the kitchen.
Yeah, we made it in the kitchen of my mom's house, and we were up probably till like 4 or 5 a.m. until we like finished it, and then we I think we like put it out on SoundCloud, showed it to all our friends at school, and then it actually became part of like the music that they played at our high school.
Yeah.
So it was a time. That was a win for us. We were like, yeah, we got it.
So, is there a point in time that either of you guys can point to where you feel like you either found your footing creatively or you kind of became comfortable with your own sound or feel like you became more confident as artists?
I wonder if we're gonna say the same thing, but honestly, it didn't come until probably the first project, in my opinion, that I was like, we sound pretty good, and we're still pretty early in this. So I wonder how much better we'll get as time progresses. Especially the first project that we released, it sounded really good. The lyrics were really great. I just liked the songwriting, but I knew when I first heard it, I was like, okay, we sound good now, but we'll probably sound even better as time passes, and we'll find our actual like sound as time passes. Yeah.
So you feel like from early stage you felt pretty confident with your work?
Yeah, I would say
yeah.
I think for me it was it was the second project that really did it. The first project, I think it was like, we know what we need to do, let's try it and see where we can refine. And the first project I really enjoyed, a lot of people really enjoyed it. And I think it was like, we're only going to get better. But that second project, I felt like even constructing it, I was like, man, we really got something special. So, like from Sunset Cruise, right? That really being like the first thing that I was really like singing on and being comfortable with it. And then I think one of my all-time favorite verses from you is Until Then, the first verse. And I remember when you played it for me, when I think you were like waiting at my house or something, or maybe I was asleep when you did it, but when I came back around and I heard it on my computer, I was like, man. And that was the last track, so it was like, man, I was like, It's insane. So.
Yeah, because we have a thing where I think sometimes, depending on schedules, I might have just came through just to record the verse and left when you weren't there.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll show up and it's something on there that you didn't know would be on there. The other person worked on it while you were gone. So.
But which is funny because it's like that's how you discovered Sunset Cruise, if I'm not mistaken. I recorded it at like 3-4 a.m. And I never spoke of it because I was like, that's not that good. There was a lot of insecurity there. And
Well, then you also didn't think I would like it.
Yeah.
For some reason.
And he went through the computer and he was like, what's this? And then he played it. And he was like, this is... Yeah, so... Came out.
So, I'm sorry, what are the names of your first couple projects? Can you lay that out for me?
The first project was self-titled, the BoogieLo EP. Side note, BoogieLo is a combination of our names, so Mara Low Key and J Boogie. And then the second project was Until Then. Came out the year after, 2019. 2019. Yeah, so those are two projects we're talking about.
So how many years would that make you then? When was your first project again?
2018.
So you've been going at it for like 5 years now?
About 5 years, yeah.
Awesome. So you want to tell me about what you guys got coming out right now?
Man, Luv Life.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite. It is something that I hold close to my heart. Not because of how it sounds, although I think it sounds amazing, but I also think because of how it was constructed, right? We just came out of a pandemic, and a lot of those songs were constructed during the pandemic, and so when I play them, it's like, man, I remember where I was at when I heard these songs, and I remember the feelings that I felt when I made these songs. So it's really raw, but I think it's the bright spots of that time, and it's also the really, really dark spots of that time.
Do you think because of the time when it was made, it kind of represents sort of a transitionary period or transitionary project for you guys?
I think it represents transition, but also it's almost like a journal, if you will, in some ways of life at that time. Like, just imagine there's at least probably 1 or 2 songs in there that like they're pre and post quote unquote pandemic. So you have a song that you're working on before all the craziness happens, during all the craziness, and then afterwards, and just like how much these songs like adjust and change, and like the amount of verses that get scratched out by another verse that eventually become a combination of your first and 10 other verses. Like how things come together over time is really interesting to see. Yeah.
So if you had to, each of you guys, pinpoint one thing on the project that you're most proud of, whether it be like a specific song or like kind of what you're talking about or anything in particular, what would you be most proud of when it comes to this new project?
I say all the obstacles. I think that there were a lot of hoops that we had to jump through to get it done, and a lot of like personal battles that we had to overcome, and like he didn't really get his graduation that he wanted, and I think that took a toll on him.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean, like that pushing through that, because it could have been like, I'm done, I don't want to do it. Or
so one of you guys or both of you were in school when you were working on the project?
Yeah, we were both in school, but
yeah, I'm 1 year ahead, so I graduated in 2020. So of course we couldn't have the graduation like in an auditorium or anything, so it was all online and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was also a hard year because that was my senior year, and that's when I feel like was in the swing of things. Like friends, we had some shows coming up, and we had like our ground under us, so we knew how to run the shows and all these things. Like we had the hype behind it, and all those things kind of like died out during that time. That was probably the first obstacle within all this that we've had to endure. I second what you were saying. I was gonna say another word like endurance, but I think it's all the same as in obstacles and all that. Mm-hmm. Us finishing it is a lot in itself, because again, like the amount of stuff we've had to go through, especially being like like adults and like growing up, like the amount of stuff we have to like become responsible for and feel through and live through, love, grief, friends, working through this project, the disappointments we've had working on the project. I think that will be the proudest thing I have in actually making it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The pandemic like ripped a lot of, life experiences in general from people.
Yeah.
So does that tie into kind of the message of the album, the name of the album, even like Luv Life?
Yeah, I think
Can you
that.
elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's a double meaning. So I think when you think about it, we phrase it where it's like we are loving the life that we have and the obstacles that we endure and the highs and the lows of it. But then it's also this like romantic approach. And we have conversations about that kind of stuff all the times, and it's something that we're interested in just that romantic aspect of your life, what that entails.
And then I think they also kind of come hand in hand in some ways. Like your love life and your actual how your life is going. They all kind of intertwine. They come into your conversations, and they heavily impact even just your life, whether you're in love or you're falling out of love, whether you just have like a little crush. So many things come into that, and I'm grateful that we've been able to put that into songs and into a whole project. And I think that's the reason why one of the themes of the project is like a road trip, is getting to a destination, but then at the same time it might not need to be a destination. The trip in itself might be a destination. It's really just about who you have with you and do you enjoy that person's presence. Can you have fun with just nothing else? You're just going somewhere. You might not know where, you might know. You might get there, you might not. But can you enjoy that moment?
Now, with the double meaning of the album, with the double meaning of the album, loving life versus your love life, how do you think those two things play into each other? Do you need one for the other to function? Is it possible that one's more important to you? And do they kind of thrive off of each other? How do those two themes interact?
Yeah, I think this is deep. No, I think that loving my life is a little more important. I think I was in a place where I didn't love my life, and I tried to, be romantic and try to bring somebody in, maybe to try to help me enjoy my life. But it feels like I'm the only one that could make that change. And so I really had to figure out what is it that I need for myself to function. When I function better, my partner is able to thrive as well because I'm in that right frame of mind, if that makes sense. So I do feel like that is important. One is more important than the other, in my opinion. Well, I'm curious to see what you think, though.
I second what you're saying, is in loving your own life is very important before you get to, falling in love with someone or how your love life is doing. I do think they come together really well, but if you don't have an enjoyment in your life first, it can heavily affect the other.
Right.
And I think vice versa, right? Because if you say, I guess, are involved with the wrong person, it can also affect just your life in general, in a lot of ways, or how you view life in certain ways. So I think they come hand in hand, but I do think yourself and loving your life is first.
Yeah, I think it's about
foremost
timing.
Right?
Yeah. And so I think when that reflects to our project, I think that this project is timing, right? We haven't had something come out since 19. So, there's been some time. We've put out some singles, and those have been cool. But I think that deep down, this was the rooted thing that we wanted to come about. So yeah.
So it's been 4 years since your last project.
Yeah, it's going on 4 years. Yeah, but hopefully, it's been a while. But I think that we just want to craft something that is really special, and we want to roll it out the right way, and we want people to really be able to enjoy this and have an experience rather than just listen to it. You know, I want people to experience this when they go on their road trips, or when, you know, they're spending time with their loved one, or they're going on a date, or they're going out and having a good time. Those are the memories that I'm trying to be a part of for other people.
And just let it resonate. I'll say too, every project we put out, we had some kind of goal. So the first project, the BoogieLo EP, that was just, let's make some songs that we really like, and we want to say something in them. We want them to sound good. We want to have the lyrics sound really well, wordplay, you name it. And in the second EP, we were like, okay, let's make songs that I think just have a high replay value, and still have the main essentials that we had in the past, but let's make songs that like people will want to play when they have this feeling, or they want to play this constantly whenever they feel like it. So then this next one, I'll say, I'm pretty sure one of them is just, a big one is that we wanted to just resonate really well. All those things in the past that we've done well, we brought that into this, but we also want it's the people to feel it, but be able to identify with what's inside of it, whatever emotion that may be. And then, mind you, just like some of the songs for me, we might not even have the same emotion when we listen to them. One thing that makes me feel happy and nostalgic might be someone else's sadness or yearning for something. So, and I'm all for that. I appreciate songs like that. So,
before the interview, I think one of you guys mentioned you were imagining specific scenarios or types of travel or events in life where someone might be listening to specific songs on the album or specific things on the album. Can you elaborate on what you were talking about before?
Yeah, I was going to ask, it would be a good question for us to ask each other, just off the song on the track list. Like, since the whole album is about road trips, going places, no matter what type of vehicle it is, in this sense, what vehicle comes to mind when I say this song? Whenever you're ready, I'm gonna ask you. So,
I'm ready.
And it could be anything.
Right.
Party on the moon.
Skateboard.
Wow. Nostalgia.
Ooh, like private jet by yourself.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because do I need to elaborate?
If you want, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, So that song was literally like peak COVID, and I made that song in my sister's like bedroom that I was staying in at the time, and there was a lot of like pain and anger in it. But it was like I would make that song, and then I'd walk downstairs and be, you know what I mean, family man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess when I think about that, I'm like, I picture it like on a private jet just being played out loud, but I'm on the plane by myself, because I don't feel like I can truly feel that same feeling unless I'm by myself. If we were to play that song right now, it wouldn't feel the same as if I heard it by myself.
That makes sense. Yeah. Wow. And then probably the last one I'll ask is probably Last Nerves, the song. What comes to mind?
I hear like a bus, like a public bus, like the last bus out type deal.
Not too many people.
Not too many people. And you're like
lights
sitting
on.
in the back. Yeah.
It's dark.
Mm-hmm.
Some lights might not work.
Yeah. Very reflective. And I think that I feel like for me, anytime I'm on public transportation, especially when the mood is right, I become reflective of like things that I need to do. And it can be things I gotta do for work, or, you know, I need to make sure I take care of XYZ, or like, I haven't called my mom in a couple days, you know, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting.
You ready for yours?
Yeah, ask me.
Okay. I'm gonna say the one that I want to talk about next last.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I think you were gonna ask the same question. Back
Yeah,
to
so
Marlon.
I'm curious about yours. So I'm gonna ask you 3 songs, and I'm curious to see like what vehicle or mood or vibe pops in your head.
Mm.
First one is Startup. That's what it's currently titled. It might be something different by the time this comes out, but Startup.
Ooh. That one is that one's tough. It's like I'm gonna pick something like it's definitely a drop top, some type of car.
That's how I feel too. That's crazy.
Drop top,
Yeah.
just racing down. It's
Nice.
definitely that vibe.
I think I'm in love.
That's tough. It's not a vehicle. I gotta say, a kite.
I like it though. I like it though.
Fits. Yeah, I don't know. It's a kite because a kite is like you're really not going nowhere, but you're doing it just because it looks cool and like you're enjoying it, and it's like
Inspired.
yeah, it has no function of. It's just you love it because you love it.
Yeah.
I think. Real quick, if I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know
of
if you
course.
can say the other ones. I want to say the ones I would say to yours. So like Party on the Moons, the things like that. With Party on the Moon, honestly, my thought was I was thinking about a spaceship or like a shuttle. That's how
That makes
it
sense.
feels like it's taking off.
Yeah.
Nostalgia, I think of like feels like a boat. It feels like I'm sailing away.
Okay. I like that one.
So it's really interesting you saying jet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just like the comparison of it's pretty cool. And they're the same things. I would say the same thing except
Yeah.
on a boat because a boat is kind of like uneasy,
Yeah.
wavering, but a jet is too in some ways.
Right.
And then, what was the last one?
Last one was
Last Nerves.
Last Nerves.
I would say a submarine.
That's
I
cool.
don't know why.
I think that's cool though.
Very underground. Trying not to be detected. Whether that's your feelings on things or like truly how you feel. That's the thoughts I get on that. But
The last one I have is Lie to Me.
dang, that might not be a vehicle either because that's like I almost feel like I can't even pick one with that because if it was a vehicle, it would be a vehicle that's broken down and that doesn't work, like a car that stops on the freeway
Yeah.
or it won't start when you get in it. It can be anything like that. Yeah, that'd be my answer for that. I can't
like
even
that.
pick a specific.
I think it's neat because this is the first project that we've done like our solo tracks. We've never done that before.
Yeah.
So this is a whole new deal. And I remember Lie to Me being in the works way back when, and I never had anything for it. I was like, man, I don't know. And then I think we got to a place where I was like, I think this is good. I don't think I can touch it. So I don't think I've ever asked you this, but I'm curious to know how that came about.
That's a good question. Songs like that and like songs where you're like, man, I really like this, and it's like I would love to be a part of it, but I think everything that needs to be on it is on it.
Mhm.
It reminds me that things aren't always formula driven or like ABC. It can just be I feel like this is finished where it is, and like that's it.
Mhm.
Because even with that song, it wasn't too much. A lot of that is very improvised and from the art, honestly.
Yeah.
It felt.
You can feel it.
Yeah. It wasn't really anything that I thought much about. I had to, through time, I've had to critique it and build it up because there's still some words where it's like I'm speaking and then I'm like humming.
Yeah.
Some of the hums stay there because they just sound good,
Right.
and you feel it. And some of them, I'm like, okay, let me put some words in here to make things make more sense. But that song is tough. I can't even put it. It's not even necessarily a one situation thing. I do think it's something that I didn't know until later. It felt like something I was saying something without knowing exactly. But I think the basis of it is losing trust or being fooled into something that you thought was good for you, or that you thought the person had the same intentions for you, whether that can be at any age, that can be any relationship, how devastating that can and detrimental that can be, one, to your regular life and then also to your love life. And just how detrimental that is, especially when you're young and whatever age you may be, how those things shape all of that stuff. Which is also why, when I go back to saying loving your life first is important, I do think that's the first step, only because of the things that I mentioned. But yeah, that's where that came from. And honestly, I at that time I made that song, I didn't know what I was saying, but it sounded good and I also felt it, and that's what it became. But it means a lot of things, in my opinion, to the point to where I won't even tell one story or the story that comes to mind with me, because I want people to have their own stuff on it. But yeah, I'm glad it came out the way it did, though.
All right, so if either of you guys, or each of you guys, had to describe the album as a specific model of car, what would you describe it as? And then, as well as that, I'd like to know, are you happy with your current car? And if you had to replace your current car with a dream car, what would you pick?
Man,
I think we probably gonna say the same thing because it's a part of the cover and everything. But it would, for this project, the car is definitely the van,
the Volkswagen bus
van / Scooby Doo-ish van, like kind of like, because it gives the whole like we're going on a trip thing, or like togetherness, community. Whether that's with one person or multiple people, and it's also space, it's room to be able just to park somewhere and just hang out, even if it's in the back.
I think, so to play off of that too, it's like my first time in a van was when we shot Party on the Moon. Shout out to Riley, by the way. So, and then I even remember the first time like being in that van. It was like, this is it. You know what I mean? Like, I had that vision so heavy, and I was like, if I were able to be in that car, I feel like this is the soundtrack I'd play. And when I got in there, it was like confirmation. It was like, this is still the soundtrack that I'll play. If anything, I'd play it even more now, because now that I'm in here, it really feels like what we've created. It almost feels like a second home. Like, she designed the van, and it feels like home. So I could imagine, like, if I had that, like, I would design it as like a second home, like an escape route. And so, my current car I'm happy with. If I had to replace
what you rolling in? Tell them, let them know.
2011 Chevy Impala.
Silver.
You want the license plate number too? Or?
Hey.
No, but if I had to replace it, I'd probably get. I'm stuck between like a smooth like 71 Benz or like a 67 Chevy Nova. Like I there's a coffee shop that I live by like down the street, and this guy drives like a baby blue 1967 Chevy Nova, and I think it's the hardest thing ever. So I'd probably get that.
Yeah, that's not hard. I'm okay. I like my car. I love my car.
Hold on, tell him what you wrote.
I'm getting there. Okay, I gotta say I love it first, because I'm gonna say that right off the bat. I got a Grand Marquis, Mercury Grand Marquis 2006. So it's a little. It's not old school yet, but it's a little back there. But I love it, man, because one, it's like a 6-seater, and not even that I'd be having all the people in my car. I just like all that room, and it's just so cool that there's no console in the middle. I like the seats. I like how those cars drive. If you get a good one like mine, they drive pretty smooth. The engine's really good, really strong. It's kind of loud, which I'm like, I kind of like that. I ain't gonna cap. But I don't like the ones that are like stupid loud in people's houses. But I feel like that car fits you.
I
like one where you hit it and then like you can hear it a little bit.
But I feel like that car suits you for sure.
Yeah, because I just like something smooth like that. I don't. It kind of fits, but not really. My dream car, I have two. I have a modern one, and I have one that I think is actually like a concept car, but I've seen pictures of it. It would definitely probably be a G-Wagon. would be the dream car. But I'm gonna have to say two now. They keep coming to my head. One, I just like cars that are one different, and I'm kind of
the top 5 at this point.
Might as well. But I have like a it's called the 1984 Aston Martin Lagonda. It's just look it up. I just like the interior. The car outside looks kind of ugly. I'm not gonna lie, but the interior looks so like futuristic and stuff. It's crazy. So just look it up, bro. But that's probably the one I would go with.
Now, I want to test if you guys are like living your truth. With your current cars, do you feel confident that in your current cars you could do the type of travel you think that this album's themed around? Are they capable of going long distances?
No, and it would be expensive. The gas is terrible. I'm not gonna lie. No,
I could probably do a couple trips.
Yours could, yeah. Yours can go.
Hold up. Sorry,
Yeah, I like that.
Crazy. It's just, yeah. I don't know, bro. I just think cars back in the day, they was doing it. It had flavor to it. It had like character. No, I think my car is too bad on gas. It would be
gas guzzler.
Yeah, it would be very expensive.
Yeah, I think I could do a couple of trips. Probably not to the desire that I want, but I do think that I'd be able to take a couple of trips before it's like, all right, I'm good, you know? Yeah. I go from there, though, but...
Yeah, maybe a quick trip for me, but...
What's a quick trip, though? Like
about an hour.
Okay. So you go to, like, Glendale.
Yeah. In traffic.
In traffic.
Yeah, no.
No, I like that.
Okay, I got another question then. What's on your bucket list, travel-wise?
Travel-wise? I want to go to Greece. I want to get married in Greece, actually. Yeah.
That's all.
I want to go to India and try chai tea, but I also heard that, like, Paris has really good tea, and Russia has really good tea. I'm a big tea guy, so I'd like to try some of those things.
Is that what's guiding all of your travel desires?
You know, like it's up there. It's up there.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else.
You looking at me?
Yeah, I'm like I just gave some.
Oh, no, I thought you were looking at me to try to think of some more. No, Cuba. I was actually planning on going there, but yeah, I'm not yet. Cuba, Peru. I want to go to Morocco. A couple places in Africa I want to go to. And then I really want to go to Italy, and specifically Sicily, the city that's not city, but the island that's close to it. I'm trying to think of what else. And then eventually Japan too. Jamaica. Love Jamaican food and all that.
Now, of these places you just listed off, if you end up going there, or when you end up going there, in which one of these trips do you see yourself listening to this specific album the most as a soundtrack?
That's a good question. I probably feel like honestly, out of those places I listed, I don't know if I would see. Well, what is it, like 25-minute project type deal? Are you talking about this project, or are you talking about?
Yeah, the one you're releasing right now.
Oh yeah. I feel like that's a lot of like road trips. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
But like, I could see it on the way back from like a successful trip. Like if I on a plane ride back, and I'm like, man, we just had so much fun. Like, you on a plane back, Party on the Moon just starts like, go. You know what I mean? I don't know, something like that.
You're like living vicariously through your own music.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the airport to like the plane and all that, I feel like our album can really resonate.
Yeah.
Especially on the airplane, because I don't know about you guys, but like I'm really particular about the music I play on the airplane.
Yeah.
Whether it's on my way to go to sleep or I'm just up. Just
Yeah.
the music I play while I'm there it really sets the mood, if you will.
Yeah, but I'm also particular about road trip music because typically you're going on a road trip with people you know,
Yep.
and so there's got to be a split up of the music, right?
Mm.
It's almost like it's competitive. Who's going to have the set where everybody's up? That's why I like to go first, or I like to be in the first because everyone's up. If you play the Fire soundtrack, you win.
Yeah, you don't want to play nothing when people
People sleep. It's like, bro, we've already played that song. Like nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Now, in a hypothetical scenario, let's say you guys are traveling together, and if it takes you a minute to think, that's totally cool. But if you guys are on a road trip together and you're passing the aux back and forth, is there a specific song that one of you would play that the other would say, turn that shit off?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Unless I can't think of anything that you would.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's anything he would play that I'm like, no. Because if anything, he would play something that I haven't heard and he would want me to listen to it. But I don't think I'd be like, nah, turn it off.
Yeah, no.
So you feel like your taste is pretty compatible?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say yeah.
And I feel like even when we expose each other to stuff, we typically are like, it's in the interest of what we like. So
Yeah, it's nothing that he listens to, and I'm just like, ew. Like, it's just like, oh. Even if I'm not a huge fan of it, I'm just like, like we were speaking on some people before this, and it was just like, yeah, I just haven't gotten into them yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I get why people like them.
So there's like nothing in particular that either of you guys like that one of you kind of not necessarily like looks down upon, but it's just like, man, you like some weird shit.
Is there any genre that you think you like that I don't, or vice versa? You like country music?
So,
Okay.
I'm like my Tennessee whiskey.
I'm the same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You say Tennessee?
Yeah. That's my jam.
So Chris Hamilton.
Okay. Yeah.
So you guys are pretty open, actually.
Yeah.
Trying to
It's,
be.
yeah. It's very few things I would be like, oh yeah, I don't want to hear anything.
Like when I was telling him I was listening to the Adele album, I was like, yeah, like I don't know if I found that, it found me, and then it's just like, okay, I like this.
Now you've named some specific travel scenarios, some specific moments that you think this album could like fit really well in. Do you think there's any moments or any life events or scenarios where you just would not play this album?
Dang.
It would be. I will only say it's few, only because I think there's a good amount of songs on here that span across different feelings. So maybe not the whole album, but I do think there's something on this album for most of, if not every situation or mood, if you will. Yeah.
I think maybe like themed bars you might, depending on,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Because so to be fair, and you can be indifferent about it, of course, but like to be fair, I feel like this is our least like hip hop project. Like this feels more like popish type deal.
Okay.
So I don't know. I feel like if you went to like a hip hop bar, I don't know if they're gonna pop in party and just be like, yeah, this is smooth. You know what I mean? But I think if you went somewhere where it's like a dance club, you got a little group right
you got
there.
some dance.
You got some vibes.
Yeah.
Ready? I'm about to ask this. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had some more questions for Marlon?
Yeah, you did have some time off the air or whatever. So I mean, it's like 7:00 right now, and I said if you had a date at 7:30, what is the perfect first date?
It would have to be something. It would have to start off with something food related. Anything. It doesn't have to be the best in the arsenal, but it has to be good. Can't be anything mid, in my opinion. There needs to be an activity of something that I enjoy or that they enjoy. So whether that's like something music or anything, if you will. But something that's engaging enough to where we can kind of like talk in between it.
Okay.
Or if there's any like games or things that we can engage in competitively would be cool. Just minorly, just a little bit. And then to top it off, I like ending like dates with some kind of like, it just not ending right then and there, but kind of a cool down, if you will. So whether that's sitting somewhere and talking in the park, or walking, or grabbing like, I don't know, just like a treat to like walk and talk with.
Gotcha.
I think that's a solid first date.
Okay. So,
Like a guy.
so you pick her up.
Mm-hmm.
Are you playing Luv Life?
You said on the first date?
Yeah.
I could throw specifically. I know
Before you answer, you're gonna have to elaborate on why, whether it's a yes or a no.
It will be yes, but specific song.
Okay. What song are we playing?
The song would be I Think I'm in Love.
Oh wow! On first date? On the first date?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I mean, like it's a good song. It fits the vibe of just like a love song, and just like the way it sounds, very easy to listen to. So I don't think it's like anything that's too big of a deal, but at the same time, it fits the vibe of the song. And then mind you, if I'm picking her up, we're gonna be probably talking while we're in the car.
Right. So it's at a conversation volume.
Yeah, conversation volume. But then it's also not gonna be like, this is me. I'm gonna let him just gonna be talking. If she asks who it is, we'll be like,
yeah, it's us. You know what I mean?
What if she just like recognizes your voice?
that would be tripping. That means
She's like, wait, can you turn this up? This
that
sounds
means
like
you're doing something right.
this sounds like you.
That means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
At that point, that's actually pretty surreal. Like, yeah, that is me. Wow.
Yeah. The fact that if she's studying my voice like that, I feel like that's, you know what I mean?
You made it.
Made it.
Made it.
I think that's quite the song to play on the first date. I'm not knocking it.
What would you
I'm
play?
not knocking it. What would I play?
Would you play anything other than that?
It depends on what we're doing. Like, for example, if we're getting ready to go paintball or whatever, not saying that's my perfect first date because I'm not revealing that.
That's pretty wild.
I'm not revealing that.
I respect it though.
But if that was, it's like, I'm gonna play Party on the Moon. I need to get you pumped up.
Yeah.
I think that there's a certain level of excitement.
Yeah.
I think I'm in love is like date 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay, I'm feeling you.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? It's real subtle too, because again, it's at a conversation volume. So if she's listening, if she hear that hook, it's like, oh, he's feeling me.
You trying to say?
You know what I mean? It's those unwarranted, those unspoken hints you're throwing out.
Marlon moves fast.
Yeah, clearly. He's like, get in the car, listen to it. We're in love. Let's get married. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you live.
That's what we call a lover boy, right? That's what we call it? Certified.
Well, I now have a question.
Okay.
That being the song that you made specifically.
Okay.
Turns chair. What inspired it, and no, just what inspired it. I'll start there.
I mean, the song is about a woman, and to be fair, it's like the reason why I'm saying like I think I'm in love rather than like I'm in love or like I love you so much type deal is right when we were backtracking, we were talking about like you have to love your life first, right? It was like I was in that position where I was enjoying my life, enjoying my freedom, and I wasn't looking for a relationship. And then I met this woman and we went on some dates. And I just remember I was like, you know what? Like the fact that you're still here, the fact that like I'm still enjoying my life, the fact that we're still spending time together, but the fact that we're still doing two different things, it felt like a good balance. And it wasn't forceful. You know what I mean? I think that like being in a relationship in high school, you spend so much time with that person because you see them all the time. But, you know, when you get outside of that, it's like you got to make this work if you want it. And so, no, it was kind of nice. So that kind of just inspired that feeling where it's like, wait a minute, I think that I'm in love again. Like, I've avoided it for so long because I wanted to really focus on me. I kind of was scared of it, which is why I say I think, because a part of me is like, I don't really know if I want to. But no, I think it really just came natural. Like the whole first verse is traits that she possesses and things that she has and things that I've seen from the time that we've spent. I mean, so the whole song is about her, so it's like, if you like read the lyrics or if you just listen, it's like I'm talking about her and telling her how I feel, and then there's a moment of transparency where I do just like, hey, I think that I'm in love with you, and it is what it is. So yeah, and then at the end, those background vocals when I'm like screaming it, you take pride in that.
You become more confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's how it came about.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna ask you how did you know, or how do you know when you personally are in love?
I think when you, because there's a cupcake phase, right? I think that no matter who you are, no matter how long you've been with a person, or you know what I mean, it dies out. And I think that is the moment where you begin to realize, like, okay, this, and they last different time frames. Some last for years, some last for months. It depends on who you are, your personality, and who you're compatible with. But I think that's a testing moment because you identify change. And your partner, I feel like, identifies change. Like, hey, we're not that dynamic that we used to be. Does that mean that we're not in love? Does that mean that we don't love each other? Does that mean that we're not supposed to be together? No, change is good. How you adjust to that, though, I think really determines, like, if you're still willing to wake up every day and despite things being different, despite maybe not being so lovey-dovey all the time, right? But I don't know. I think when I started making decisions based off of the benefit of my relationship, like, you make a decision, how does this benefit, how does this affect my relationship, right? When you really start to include that person in your decision making on your day-to-day, like, I think there are little things that are built up that really determine whether or not you're in love or not. What do you think?
I think I like what you're saying. And two, I think for me, I'll say the amount of, it has opened, like me, I think being in love, opened up the amount of like, wow, how much you can care about somebody, how much even their mood can affect your mood, whether, and that can be good or bad, right. and not that when I say mood, I don't mean things like them just being annoyed, them being mad because you did, like, things like, you got to even go further out of like just life. Again, with the love life, like so many things in life, like people get sick. There's like family issues. There's like so many things that be thrown at you day to day. Why you still got work tomorrow,
right?
And you got a date,
right?
And all these other things, and it's like,
and you got rent due, like,
and it's like you learn, like, you see how much this can affect somebody. And it's like it affects you too, and you can't fix sometimes what they're affected by, but you want to be there for them, to some extent, even if it's just listen to it. I think that's, for me, is what hit me of like love, actually being into that, because it's like at the end of the day, I guess, right, you don't have to decide to go deep with somebody in these things, whether it's being vulnerable or just like them having a hard time in life. You can kind of just leave if you want to. It can be foul to do in some cases, but like, I guess choosing to be there, because it's like, man, this person, like, choosing
a battle, right?
I care about them, and I just want to see them do well, and I still want to be with them. I think that just says a lot, regardless of what it is.
Yeah, I think that is the hard part, is like battling, and you're battling. You know what I mean? I think that might be one of the hardest parts, is you see your partner battling, and you know, I think that we're both similar, where it's like, if I see you battling, I want to fight that battle with you or navigate it with you. You're not going to do it alone.
Like, sometimes you can go, like, whatever scenario it is, but, like, you might have a hard day and they might have a hard day too. Or they might have a harder day. But, like, it might be a thing of, like, their thing came up first, or they're affected by it in this moment. And, like, I guess I could say that, like, I felt where at times where it's like, I got to be here for this. Like,
yeah.
You know,
like right now, I got to set my. I'm
don't
not
get me wrong.
saying.
Yeah. I still got my stuff.
Right.
And I'm not, like, throwing it away and sacrificing
Exactly.
myself. But I'm saying in the current moment,
I can set it down and
yeah,
come support you.
and we can kind of go through that as it goes. And if you have somebody that's, like, a good person for you, it's not like they're going to just they're going to do the same for you and come back around and return the favor. But, yeah, I think that's one thing when I think about when it comes to love. The same feeling you get, too, of, like, being a kid in a way of, like, it's not the same thing, but I guess just like the enjoyment you have of just being around friends or like someone that you really like as a kid.
Yeah.
Staying the night and you're so excited, like that feeling, but then also that same feeling of like you have to go. So you ask me, and then I just...
Yeah, so we got like speed
round, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 7 questions. I think you got it. But you got it. Yeah, you can't be taking.
So I answer it, and then you answer it. Or?
Well, we'll go through them, and then you'll answer them, and then we'll switch, and then I'll answer them.
All right.
But first thing that comes to your head. Some of them are like this or that. Some of them are like you really gotta. Yeah. All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a carry-on or checked bag guy?
Carry on.
Okay. What would you consider the perfect...
Sorry, I gotta explain that one.
Okay.
I only say carry on too because I just know that like I don't want to lose my bag. So like there's so many things that happen with a check bag. All right, that's it. Yeah.
What would you consider the perfect heartbreak album?
Ooh. I can't, bro. I'd have to think about that.
I mean, you think a little bit, but first thing that comes to your mind.
Because then I'm gonna just have to go off the default, the easy one, being 808s and heartbreak.
Okay, great.
But,
That works.
So many.
What's the best part about road trips?
the conversations you have that are like really, they could be deep, they could be funny, but like them conversations that only you and those people in the car have and will remember for the rest of your life, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the best gas station snack?
Probably grab some like goldfish or something.
We'll get back to that in a minute.
Wait, you saying like a snack to buy like a...
We'll come back to that in a minute.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused.
What's a great summer album?
Life of Pablo.
Okay. Name the top 3 gas stations. Rank them in order.
Top 3 gas stations.
Yeah.
Quick Trip. I guess Circle K. And then 7-Eleven.
Okay. Name 3 hiking essentials.
Water. You need some kind of snack.
So snack, water,
and your phone.
Gotcha.
In case you get lost.
Yeah. Okay. Is this it? It's good.
No, is it? Because I
You gotta return to the goldfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause so I don't know.
Because I heard like you're going on a trip and you stop in like a store real quick and you're just grabbing a snack.
No. I just said, what's the best gas station snack? You go into a gas station. What's the best snack that you're grabbing? You said goldfish. Now, I've known you for a while. I've never seen you grab goldfish out of a gas station.
What would I grab out of a gas station?
You're the type to... What would you grab?
Yes, it sounds like you know. Because I got so confused. I'm like, is he saying I should say a hot dog?
You either
Is he saying
grabbing
I should say like
Sour
what?
Patch Kids.
Oh yeah, that's on there.
That's what I'm looking.
But Goldfish is on there too. I would have said Sour Patch Kids, Goldfish, Sour Skittles.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen you grab Goldfish at the gas station.
Bro, I mean, it's all
cool.
good.
Yeah, it's
that
all
don't
good.
mean I don't.
That's
Just because a tree fall in the
No,
forest
you're
don't
right.
mean I didn't say that right. But
Nah.
yeah.
All right. Do you
You
have?
say it like it was something
Do
crazy.
you want to use these questions, or do you want to do? Do you have questions that I can answer like this, or no? If not,
I can use those because I don't think I have anything like these. I think we already answered per first date, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't answer, but like that's
he has
an
prepared
extent.
answers
Yeah.
already.
Are you a carry-on
To
person?
an extent,
Are you a carry-on person or a
I'm gonna check the bag.
person?
I don't like to travel with stuff on my back. It hurts my back. I don't like it. So, no, check bag.
Wow.
Next question.
What would you consider a perfect heartbreak album?
Okay. The only reason I'm saying this is because it's literally the only thing that I've been listening to as of late, and that's 21 by Adele.
Yeah. Okay. What's your best part about road trips?
Okay. Well, you said the conversations, which I actually really like, but I'm not gonna say that one. I'll say I like those like pit stops that you make. So like when you stop and get gas, I think that like stretch moment or just like that second wind, I kind of enjoy those a lot.
Go pee and all that. Use the bathroom.
Yeah.
What's the best gas station snack?
Best gas station snack? This one I didn't answer for. So, best gas station snack has got to be like, it's got to be like Swedish fish and like a Powerade or a Gatorade with like the nipple on it. Those taste better.
They are really good.
Exactly. Thank
They're
you.
really good.
All right.
What's a great summer album?
Luv Life. There you go.
That's the number one answer. That's the number one
Do you agree
answer.
with that?
I 100%. That was the number one answer right there. Name top 3 gas stations in order.
QT.
Of course. Bro, it's only one order. It's not.
I'm gonna go Chevron
Oh,
and Circle K.
okay. Yeah. And then name 3 hiking essentials.
Camelback.
Well,
Phone.
yeah,
Water.
that's a good answer.
I guess if you're counting the Camelback being filled up with water already, then I would probably say maybe like a towel. That's horrible, but it's the first thing that came in my head. I gotta honor the game.
I'm done.
I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have any like going away, like anything you just want to let people know either before they start the album or anything you just want to leave people with?
There's no right or wrong feeling. I think that when you listen to it, be vulnerable with yourself or whoever you listen with. This project was created to create memories, so I hope that you can do that when you listen to it.
Love life.
Love life.
You said everything.
Yeah. Love life. Go listen.
Yes, sir.
Cut. Good. Yay. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Appreciate it, man.